everyone.
Hi. So, hey, welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, do we have anybody already there?
Yeah, I think we have 3 people or not. I've seen 7 as 10 seconds ago, but now it's kinda problems in analytics. But anyway, yeah, we can check it.
So we will wait like a minute or so for people to join, then I'll explain what are we going to do today. And this is gonna be some sort of stunt because I haven't really tried that before, just like a very small test if it works at all. So today we will check out the new web containers feature of StackBlitz, and we will see if we can make an open source contribution using that without any IDE at all, without any software installed, just basic Google Chrome, which everybody has, I believe. All right, so Roman will be watching the chat and answering questions if you have any, and let's go to the screen share then. Do you hear me now? Yeah,
Sure.
That's weird. The things don't jump down there for some reason.
Well, yeah, okay. So.
Alright, thanks for letting us know. Otherwise, that would be a pretty lousy.
Yeah. Hey everyone, again.
Yeah. Hi everyone again. So, our starting point is a fresh GitHub account of some person who wants to contribute to open source, and we will do that using StackBlitz new feature, which is called web containers. We don't have any software installed, no WebStorm, no VS Code, not anything, just Google Chrome, and we will see if we can make a meaningful contribution.
It's insane how many good words we've said.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We said all the best words. I'm sorry you guys missed that. So here's the library that we will contribute to. It's called NGEventPlugins. It's a part of our Taiga UI. It's included with it. And what it does is it has some event plugins for Angular that augment default features with things like stop, prevent, silent or capture, modifiers for events like this. So I hope it's big enough for you to see. And how it does it, it registers some more plugins with a multi-token. And how you do that, you need to include, let me find the setup instructions here. You need to include a constant with all those providers in providers of your main module, of your app module. And This might be a little scary for people because not everybody works with providers, especially in modules. I myself don't really recommend using providers in modules unless you try to configure some global tokens. And what would be a better way to do that is to have a separate module here in this library, which wouldn't have any components at all. It just registers those providers, and we will add them that module to our imports in our application. So that would be a more comfortable setup for people, I believe. And therefore I created an issue here. This is it, add a module. It would be easy for people to start working with this library if it had a module. So contributing with Chrome is pretty easy actually. We can just go here. We can fork this repository. That's what we're gonna do first. Let's create a fork. It will take a few moments.
So, how are you actually? Have you already tried Angular 12 or not?
I see a message for feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't bother with that. We will just register all the plugins. I don't think it makes sense to disable one or two of them because they're very, very tiny and don't interfere with native event handling in Angular, so it doesn't need configuring. So now that we have our fork, we can just go here and click edit, and then we can edit any file in the web interface. That's not really good unless you want to just change a readme or something, fix a typo. This might be good enough, but in our case we want to actually contribute to a library, so we need to try if it works. We need to run some demo app and see how it goes. So we basically need an IDE, some software where we can run this project, and this is where a new feature of StackBlitz come in handy. So we will go to stackblitz.com, and here we have a sign-in button with a GitHub account. I already did that, so it will be very fast for me. If you go there for the first time, it would ask us a few permissions to view your repositories, and from here there's a Node.js project which we can click. It's a blank project, and keep in mind that this is all in beta, so there probably something will go wrong while we do it. But this is very early in the development. They released this feature like a week ago or something, and it's already functional, so let's give it a shot. So we start a new Node.js project, and straight off the bat we see this looks like a VS Code environment. We have a terminal here. It runs a full Node setup, and we even have a browser preview here. So what we're gonna do is we will connect repository here. So let's click it, and we have a import existing repository. And once again, we see that this is all in beta still, so it might not work. We're gonna copy the link and drop it here. And we click import repository. If you do this for the first time, it would ask you for additional permissions to read and write to the repositories, and you will grant that and it would work. So you see it checked out the repository. We have the file structure on the left, and I believe what we need to do is we need to save it first. Let's give it a name, NGEventPlugins. And once we save it and it refreshes, it's going to fetch the node modules for us. Let's take a look at the terminal here. So it's booting a web container, and now it starts installing dependencies, and it does it I think faster than on a local machine. You see that it resolved them in 2 seconds. It's gonna fetch them in like maybe a minute or so, and then it would link them, and they will be ready for us to work with. And one thing that I noticed is it probably does it faster the next time you open, so there's probably some caching involved. And all of this is running in my local machine. Nothing goes into cloud, so everything is in this instance of Chrome. So I can basically open a new tab and try a different branch, and maybe cross-check some features that we are going to merge on the pull request. That's pretty handy thing to do, because it doesn't if you have a branch with some features that you want to test and you already have a branch locally yourself that you're working with, you have to stash your changes, or you have to open multiple instances of your repository. This doesn't excite me when I work, so it's a headache. And here we can just open a new tab and give it a shot. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I see Tomek here, and he actually says, yep, they catch them.
Yeah, Tomek is with the Stagblitz here, right?
Yeah, he's
so ask all the questions from
yeah,
him.
cool to see you here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So we got it ready for us in like just a little over a minute. And what we can do is now we can go and do npm run start to start our demo application. See, it goes to ngserve. We configured that in package.json. Basically, this repository is Angular workspaces. It has a library and it has a demo portal, which we will run now. It's compiling the Ivy stuff, and we should see the demo app running here. So right now we didn't do any changes. You see that these files are not committed. That's because it installed dependencies with npm I, not npm ci, so it recreated the package log. That's not a big deal anyway. So let's see if it manages to run our demo app. So when I tried that last time, one thing I noticed is it doesn't provide autocomplete for imports from Angular. So we'll have to do that ourselves, but that's not a big deal for the task that we are about to do. And I think they might add this feature later on because once again, it's very early. And it didn't run any pre-commit hooks. So before we will commit our changes, we need to go to package.json and see what it does on pre-commit. So we do it manually, and hopefully that would work. We have Husky here, which runs lint staged and npm run type check.
We can try to run it locally in terminal.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do once we finish.
Unfortunately,
I think it should work.
We cannot fetch pre-commit hook. So Tomek, maybe do you have any plans about adding Git in the terminal of this thing?
Let's switch to the Zen mode. So you see, the whole app is now running. It's pretty amazing to me. I don't know about you. It's awesome. We have a button here. We have a select, and let's see if it works like expected. I don't see pop-up showing up for some reason. I see the code preview here. So let's see. We have a select here. When you move mouse over an option in drop-down, it gets focused. So let's see. I think it does get focused. Yeah, I can move my focused item with arrows. So it does work, which means that our event plugins are working. Because let's see the code that's going on there. I need files here, where they are. They're here. Let's close all that. No, the file tab is gone. That's unfortunate. How do you open it back? I think it collapsed when I expanded this side. Let's just do a quick refresh. Doesn't matter, we didn't do any changes yet. So let's go to the source code of our demo project to make sure that it uses the plugins. So this is the demo app. Let's close the readme, we don't need it. We have a main browser module. That's not module, sorry. Main browser module is here.
Oh, it's very cool. So there is an information about this new Git features. So there will be a Git implementation. And
that's amazing. We can try that again in a week or 2 weeks or whenever it's
cool,
merged.
thanks.
Great news. So we have our plugins here, and they are registered as providers. And if we take a look at the code, so the main main component is just rotor outlet, and we have what we have. We have a select. I think that's the main route. Yeah. So here's an input, and we have a drop down, and you see mouse move with silent modifier, and key down is also silent and prevent, so it doesn't scroll when we move our focused item with arrows. All of this works.
Right,
Yeah, all of this works, which means that sorry, I'm gonna start. Which means that our demo application is working, and we can implement our changes and see if it still works. All right, so this is the demo app, and this is the library. It has source code here. It has a few interesting stuff. I think I wrote an article about this when I first released it. Since then, I added a few other plugins. We can, while it's building, we can go over them. So we have a few plugins here. The bind plugin, it's used to bind observables to host binding. That's a pretty crazy feature, which has a separate article written about it. It's a long story. I would not go there now. There's a capture event plugin, which allows you to listen to events in capture phase, which previously was not available in Angular. You would have to manually add event listeners. Now you can just write your event like click.capture, and it would listen this in a capture phase. There's also a prevent modifier, which runs prevent default on event and delegates the handling back to the event manager, so it doesn't interfere with any other plugins. There's self-event plugin, which only reacts to events happening on the exact same element, so it skips bubbling. And there's silent event plugin that runs outside of the zone, so it doesn't trigger change detection. There's stop, which is almost like a prevent default. And that's it. Zone is a little helper for silent event plugin. And you can combine those in any way you want, like you saw in the demo project. You could run prevent and silent. One thing you cannot do is you cannot do silent and the key down key events with multiple modifiers. So, you know, in Angular you can write key down enter, key down escape to only listen to particular keys. So that this plugin is built in Angular, and it re-enters zone on its own, so you cannot run silent modifier with that. It would trigger change detection no matter what. But we got our application running, so let's add our new module. Let's write module ts, and inside that we will add ng module. You see no autocomplete at this moment, but that doesn't matter much. Let's write it by hand. Import ng module from Angular core. I believe that's it. And export class. How do we call it? Event plugins module.
Yeah, for example.
Event plugins module. Haven't thought that through, but there's a PR for that. PR review, I mean. So, in our module, all we will have is providers. And it would use our the constant that we already have. It's NGEventPlugins. This way, this time auto import worked because it's in the same repository. And one thing I don't really like about StackBlitz is that it has a specific pre-tier configuration that does not add trailing commas. I really love trailing commas because they
do we have our own pre-tier file here?
Yeah, we have a pre-tier file here, but when you save the file, it applies the styling that StackBlitz has. You see format document here with pre-tier logo. And trailing commas is a must, guys. Just enable it all the time because it makes your diff much cleaner. Because if I would want to add, if I would want to add something here like imports, I would have to add comma here and write imports, and it would change 2 lines, which makes a lot the diff a lot messier. And I cannot just copy a line if I want to add something else, because there will be no trailing comma here. I would copy it like that. I would start writing stuff here, and I would be mad why it doesn't work, why it doesn't recognize the object, and then I noticed that there's no
sure,
comma.
you can tweet about it, and here Hollywire comes.
Yeah.
Well, let me check that we have exactly this rule about.
No, we have a
prettier
here. I mean, we extend our linter
Yeah.
config, the same config we have in all our applications.
Let's try to write trailing comma.
I believe that StackBlitz just doesn't respect this file. I mean, it has its own config.
I think custom prettier config should work, so that would be a bug if it doesn't work.
All right. It never worked for me, but
Seems
maybe
like
it's
it
something
seems
wrong
like
with
it.
our way to define this.
We should be using the prettier rc file from the main folder. Well, and we have actually prettier config GS file.
I think it's an old way to configure.
I think
something.
it's just an
Alternative,
alternative way,
that's right.
because here we have require with distracting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see. You guys are only reading prettier C and not the GS file. Let's.
Well,
Can we refactor that so it works? To test it?
I'm not sure
Do you
how.
know the format?
Yeah, should I write this required?
Maybe somebody in the chat can help us.
extends.
How do we refactor
Okay,
that?
and I'll Google it now.
I'll add a file in the meantime.
We
So
can try
it should be prettier
RC,
RC, and what is the end?
RC.
It's the dot is in the beginning.
Dot, prettier,
yeah, that's
and
right.
RC.
Yeah, it does. It even has the logo here. You
Yeah,
see?
sure.
That's pretty cool.
Well, and configuration file. Sure,
Right. So
I
how
see
do
it.
we do it?
So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 actually ways to declare this file, and some ways includes several formats. For example, I can write .prettier rc .json, .prettier rc .yaml, prettier rc YAML.
I see an
JSON
example
file.
with extending only in JavaScript. How do we extend it in current way?
So prettier rc. There are no information about it, I think.
Let's just give it a shot and try writing trailing comma there. What is the syntax supposed to be?
Use JSON, they say.
Use
But
JSON.
anyway, I don't see an
Let's
example
write
in
it.
docs.
So it's trailing comma. Hold on. How do you write it? Trailing comma. Scroll up a little bit.
well,
Hold on. Trailing comma.
yeah, sure, but I wanna just to extend
And
our linters.
all or whatever. So let's just give it a shot that it works, and then we will figure out how to refactor that. And I think guys from StackBlitz will write that down, that it doesn't work with JavaScript config.
So sharing prettier configuration is simple. Just publish a model that exports a configuration object. Say
Yeah, we have
company,
that. We published that.
Let's do it. No.
We
you?
have it already. You see, this is it. Think of linters prettier config.
Yeah. Could you just copy it in this file?
In what file?
In prettier rc.
Prettier RC.
Yeah, you can use it and write prettier maybe here and add our.
No, it would be in the package JSON. I would add it here. It's another way, I guess, to configure that. So we've added trailing comma. Let's see if it works. So I'll save that file. I need to change something here, like maybe I don't know.
I found
the trailing comma appeared.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
and I found the schema.
Okay, so now we know that it should work. Yeah, the schema was there. It's even auto-completed trailing comma.
So could you actually
How do I extend another configuration?
extend? No information with the word extend. Prettier. So it's harder.
Well, I think we can figure it out later. We're
okay.
still gonna run linter in our pre-commit
Mhm.
hook manually, so let's remove this file for now. Now we know that you can configure prettier here. So we have this new module, and we can add it to a public API. export star from module, and let's try it in our demo app. So our demo app imported the plugins manually, and there it is. You see NGEventPlugins. Let's try to write event plugins module and use that instead. Like that, and this will remove. Let's see if it works. So how do we test that? We try to focus it with our mouse, and it works. We've added a module that registers providers. That's pretty cool. One thing that we need to be careful about, and this is something that we can do now that we have a module, is we need to make sure that event plugins module goes after browser module, because browser module adds built-in plugins with Angular, and Angular actually relies on the order of those plugins, and this is not cool in my opinion, but I don't know how to do it better on their side. They have like the main event plugin that just covers all the cases for events that did not match any specific plugin, and it has to be the last one, like, you know, in the routing when you use the wildcards. So it has to be first here, this module. And what we can do is we can steal the check from Taiga UI. We have the check there.
Oh, I see plugin search tiers.
Yeah, come on, man. let's do that some other time.
That contains pretty plugins in
Okay, so we have a core component here in Taiga, and it has a root component, which you all wrap your app with if you use Taiga. And what it does is it in its constructor, it checks for that. It injects all the event manager plugins, and it asserts that the first one is not silent event plugin. It's the plugin that we have. So that's what we can do. We can do this and just copy it in our module. Let's find it. This is our new module that we've added, and we can write constructor and inject event plugins. Let's format this a little bit. So it doesn't know what event manager plugins or inject is, so we can just add those manually. This one goes into core, I think, alphabetically. And the event manager plugins is a token. Let's see where it comes from. Event manager plugins comes from platform browser, so let's add it like that. Let's format it. And what's going on? It's not used. It's declared, but it's never read. So let's use the same check here. So if the first plugin is silent event plugin, the one that we register, it means that our module came before and they registered it first, and this is not good, and we need to do a console assert. Can we do that? Console assert. Do you know the syntaxes of assert? We write a condition, and if it's not met, then it prints a message in console. That's a pretty neat feature that not everybody knows about. So let's write it. Event manager module must come after browser module in imports. And now let's give it a shot. So where's the console? Do you know where the console is for Yes.
Maybe F12.
Yeah. Let's first maximize this so we have more screen estate.
I think here you have a button.
Yeah, I can
no?
open it in a separate
no,
window.
it's
yeah.
a separate window. But I
Cannot
thought
find main
there
object.
were maybe here.
No, this is Zen mode. So we only see the
sure.
the terminal, not the console. We can switch that to something else, like
You can
alert
just
or
open
something.
your browser console.
let's
that's
switch to a new window because we wouldn't have enough space for anything. So we have a regular console here. There's some console logs from the app, and let's go and try to change the imports order. So we should see the error message. Right now we don't have it. Let's remove all the filtering, show every message to be sure. And let's try to change the order. You saw it, the red message here. There you go. Event manager module must come after browser module and imports. So we see the assertion message that we done something wrong, because this would break everything. You see that they no longer work. They don't focus on mouse over. And let's fix that and check again and make sure that the message disappears and it works. So we don't see any red messages here. We can try it. Yeah, it works. Pretty cool. So this is it. This is all we needed to do in our pull request. Now let's try to run the pre-commit hook manually to format the code like we want to. Where is this? Let's find it. There you go. It's lint staged and npm run check. So let's stop terminal. How to stop it? Do you know how to stop terminal?
Control C.
Yeah, I usually do that, but
Oh.
here it doesn't work. Oh, it
Yeah,
wasn't focused. Okay. So
Well, Tomik has new information.
Let's
We
see.
have
Here.
imported console to the shiny web containers. Check yet opening in the new windows is the best way.
yep, that's what we did. What we did.
Backend debugging. Oh, very cool. We can
Yeah,
debug.
I heard about that. We
yeah.
can debug a backend because it's also
Mhm.
Node.js is JavaScript here, and it runs in this
Yeah,
whole
it's very
web
cool
container.
that
pretty cool that we can
we-
debug it
we
in the
can
same
use,
DevTools.
yes.
Really good stuff. So let's try running pre-commit hook. Not sure if it's gonna work, but let's give it a shot. Lint staged and npm run type check. I don't think we need type check because we just tried that everything works, but current directory is not a git directory, so it doesn't work, unfortunately.
What do you want to do?
I think lint didn't work.
Yeah, because there is no Git support now.
All right, so
Okay.
this would come later, I guess, with the refactor of everything here.
So
What did we do?
you can just run linters. Why do you need lint stage here?
I actually
yeah,
don't even need that. I need just a pre-tier.
So you can run pre-tier, but
Alright.
Not exactly this way, I think. But you can
Pre-tier.
try.
All right, and I need to feed it the config like that.
Yeah, maybe we have such.
I only changed the TS
Command.
files, so I think it should work.
No.
Comment not found.
Yeah,
pre-tier is not
you can
installed.
just write new npm command here. Let's.
I think it
check
should be there.
scripts, maybe. Maybe there is lint. No, NGLint.
Type check.
Well, you can add it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it.
Just npm run pre-tier.
And what we write here is we write pre-tier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same config
Right.
that we have here. Let's do it for every file. Why not? So it checks everything. Where is it? There it is.
So I think you should make it with this way. Well, because in in such way, maybe you'll find all the files in your current directory without
Yeah, so what I
subfolders.
need to write here, I need to write projects, right?
No, without project, just all the files you have.
Like that?
Yeah.
Like
Maybe. Maybe, yeah.
Oops,
I can suppose it can go to not models, but anyway, you can try.
I didn't change anything in our demo actually. Wait, let's add projects
Yeah.
here. I think that should work.
Yeah.
Projects like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
No?
No,
Comment not
comment
found.
not found still.
Maybe you can try.
What did I write? npm run pretty, right? I think I written it correctly.
Yeah.
Alright, so this still doesn't work yet. That's no big deal. I think we can change that anytime we want. I mean, it's just formatting. We can add some prettier checks on merge in our CI for the repository, something like that. Doesn't really matter much because the actual task is done. Let's try and commit this. I think we did everything we needed. And now let's hit commit button. We have we follow conventional commits format message, so it's a feature module add module with providers. Let's write a message like that, and let's try to commit it.
Well,
changes committed.
wow, that's very cool.
Very cool. Let's
So
see if it's
can
there.
you see it?
Yeah, I pushed it straight to master, and we see that this branch is 2 commits ahead. I'm not sure why there are 2 commits. I think one is just the package JSON and the other is the actual stuff.
Yeah, contribute.
Yeah, let's open pull request. You see, we're opening pull request against the main branch, the main repository, and we create pull request. We write the title, add module with providers, something like that. In our repositories, we have a pre-configured message here, so that the commit message follows conventional commits. We didn't add tests because there was nothing really to test. We tested it with the demo application. It works. We can try writing a unit test that it works both with module and with providers, and we can try that it works with it shows a message if the order is wrong, so this might be something to improve, but I'm sure Roman would highlight this in the pull request if there are some changes need to be made. Docs, we haven't added any docs, but I don't think that's very exciting. We will add it later. And what this PR does, it's a feature. It doesn't introduce any breaking changes. And when you create a meaningful pull request on your own, you can write what current behavior is and what this behavior does, new behavior does. And here you can write, actually we need to change this to closes, so it automatically closes any issue that is open, like that. Closes 16. So let's create pull request. Now this pull request is live. I believe it should run some CI to try to build this. Maybe it's not configured for this library.
Maybe there is Travis CI, unfortunately.
Yeah,
sure. I can fix it right now. Let's
in our old repositories, we have Travis when it was free for open source projects. Now it's switched to some limited model, and there are also GitHub actions now, which we use from now on everything. So we just need to add them to this repository. So all the unit tests and builds and stuff like that is run on every pull request. So let's see what files have we changed. So we changed package JSON, obviously. package lock. I mean, package.json got reformatted here a little bit. That's what changed it. Lint stage also changed. I think that's prettier doing this. And we added our module to the app browser module. You see also that we had 4 spaces and now it has 2 because it didn't read our prettier config. And we've created a new module with the check. It's not formatted too well. We will fix that in an upcoming PR. But basically this is it. We've made a pull request that does fix the issue. And we've managed to do that without any software installed. There are some quirks here. You see like prettier config and pre-commit hooks, but this is pretty amazing to me that this feature, when it was just released like a week ago, we can already do that. We can do a meaningful contribution to open source, fix issues, check stuff. We can even run tests here, I think. I'm not sure because it may be running Karma, not Jest, but let's try if it works. Why not? npm run test. It runs Chrome headless. I wonder if it manages to run Chrome and Chrome to do it.
Yeah, I think it has no Chrome, but maybe it has this one.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh,
It's building something. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Please set Chrome bin and variable. So it didn't manage to run headless Chrome, but I'm pretty sure it can run Jest because it doesn't have any browser.
So I just committed to changing our CI. So I think now it runs with GitHub Actions.
Yeah, we can probably
Very fast pull. Okay, I made it without pull request actually because I am my boss here.
Yep. So you see now we are 1 commit behind because
yeah.
Roman just pushed some stuff
You
here.
can fetch
Yep, I can
upstream.
fetch upstream right now. Fetch and merge.
The future is now.
All right. So this branch
Yeah.
is 3 commits ahead, and let's see if our pull request also updated with another commit. Where it is? There it is. This is the pull request. It has 2 commits. Why it didn't update?
Oh,
Not sure, but let's just maybe drop it and create a new one.
just works. That doesn't work yet. Just does works.
Jest does work. Yeah, I expected that because Jest doesn't run in browser. It has a JavaScript implementation of DOM. But we have Karma configured, so we cannot do that, but that doesn't matter much.
So Dominic has an idea to run npx pretty, right? For example.
Yeah, that
With
should probably
npx.
work. Let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, we can try it. I don't know.
npx
Does this thing support
prettier.
npx or not? It's an
Prettier,
interesting idea.
What do we do? Projects, stars, star, and let's just do the TS files just to try it out. It's installing pretty right now. I think it goes over all the files.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And
You see, changed a bit.
have you fetched new changes that you made from GitHub? You actually
I didn't.
merge,
There's a button. Here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Full
try.
current branch. Let's try.
It's interesting.
I have a lot of uncommitted changes. I'm not sure.
What if
it
you
will work.
have conflicts now?
I don't know. It's a new
Interesting.
territory.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw this, I told to Roman that people at Stack Blitz like opened a new DLC for web development, like a completely new world that we can explore now. So all of this is very new and very impressive. So good job, guys.
Oh, I just made something wrong with our CI/CD. Well, it has an error because CRC utils -rise parentheses are.
Oh, so it doesn't pass linting. The master doesn't pass linting, right?
Ah,
That's pretty.
Sure, I can fix it
All right, so
as well.
let's refresh
And
this. I think
you
it's
can
stuck.
do it, for example, single parameters arrow function. So, could you make it?
Yeah, I can. Let's
Yeah.
It's in utils, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Event plugins.
Interesting.
Utils. And my PC is lagging a little bit. Dash rise. And it has parentheses here, and it's against our linting rules because it's an arrow function with a single argument. So I changed that. And is that all we wanted to do?
Atomic, bye. It was nice to see you, and thanks for your help.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the comments and answering our questions, and for this incredible tool that you are guys making. And this is amazing to me, and I'm sure it has a bright and big future. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let's try npx prettier again. Right.
You didn't.
I did.
Yeah, but it's not
If
safe.
I'll save it right now, it would prettier this. I need to go to another file. See, it changes the format. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So projects. Star.
Hey.
Start. Yes.
Any. That's callable function.
Yeah, that's
interesting thing. Yeah.
some hack for typing.
Sam and Dom
You
are
didn't
also
see that.
from the team. Yeah, we had 3 people here.
Wow,
on
that's
translation
pretty cool.
from
I'm glad you
Stagbit.
guys were interested in what we're going through
Yeah.
here.
Hey everyone.
Thank you for
Again.
coming. So I think I've saved everything, and it ran through all the files. Changed some of them. Let's make sure that it changed them.
It writes with very dark gray color.
If it didn't change anything, if it changes something, it's bright.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. So we can commit those changes now. Let's commit them, and it would be chore format run prettier, something like that.
Would you guys mind trying ls la node models bin? Well, we can try.
Changes are committed.
Uh,
What would that command do?
I'm interested to see if prettier bin is executed. You can try to write ls la node models bin to see what's in the
bin?
bin. Yeah, dot bin.
That bin. That's.
Well,
It has some crazy stuff here in Russian letters.
my 27.
UID, ugly fine,
And
TypeScript,
think of
Slint. It here has it. VGO, prettier config, stylint, CLI. There's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah,
I think it's alphabetical, right?
Yeah, it should be. It's NGEventPlugins.
L M. Oh, it's Angular already, so. NG packager. I don't know. I don't see prettier here. Let's just copy this. I think we can do that.
Yeah, we need a master of terminal to make filter pipe.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I think I can.
It's executable. I think Dominic did see something. Maybe.
Oh, didn't copy.
Saw it already. So not a problem.
All right.
We can
Hope
just
that helps.
Yeah.
So we committed these changes, and let's see how far ahead our branch now is.
So I
refresh
don't
it.
see any pull requests.
Yeah, I closed that and I will
Ah.
reopen it. So it's 5 commits
Okay.
ahead now. Let's make a new pull request. I've fetched master here, so it should run.
Yeah.
Create pull request, add module. I will not go over those stuff again.
Yeah, you can just make it later here.
Yeah, of course.
know?
I can
Yeah?
tick this.
Okay.
I can tick those checkboxes later.
Sure.
So it's there
Um,
and it's not running anything.
But I think it should.
Maybe it doesn't do this for external contributors, just for.
On push.
That's weird.
Maybe I can try to fix it.
Anyway,
I
this
don't
is
know,
a problem with
it
our
can
CI
be,
configuration.
yeah,
So right now
can be
we've fixed some issues. So we ran prettier over our files. Here you see they're formatted properly now. We only added one line here and removed one line here, and this module for some reason did not go over. It was not prettier. Take a look. This file was not.
Yeah, on push on pull request. Let me try it. So which branch do you have?
I have a master branch on
Yeah, it's
aspiring
a fork.
open source developer.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't work for forks.
You can try to make such a change.
Let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
So we're
not?
back here, and actually prettier didn't do the job. So let's take a look.
Why do you have endless refresh and con master?
Let's refresh the tab. It does do that sometimes. So we didn't get this file pre-tiered. Has has removed 2 spaces here, and this file is not pre-tiered as well. Let's try and what should I do? I should add a pull request.
Cool
here.
chirping of birds. Do you really hear birds outside my window?
Yeah, they're chirping.
They are actually there, but
do you hear people play music there as well? There are some guys playing. Roman lives near the foot walking street, the main street of our city, and people play music there all the time in summer. So do I write push here and pull request?
Pull request, yeah, with
underscore like that.
Yeah, let's try it.
And also let's fix the prettier stuff. First here, for some reason didn't do the spaces.
Why?
I don't know. And
can't make it. I don't see comma here.
Yeah, I see. It didn't do this file as well. Let's try again. npx prettier. Alright, and let's target it directly at this file, so maybe it would work this way. Right, it's projects NGEventPlugins. Hold on, plugins /src /module ts. Let's try like that. Yep, it did it. Let's move away to some other file and save it so it doesn't run prettier there, and we can commit it. Sure.
Yeah, cool.
Prettier. Run it again.
Yeah, sure. A push is triggered when code is pushed to any branch in a repository, and you have another repository.
Yeah.
That's why it
That's right. So I've pushed it, and I think it does not pick it here. Yeah, I need to close it and open again.
Yeah.
That's tricky stuff. See, 5 commits ahead, but should be 6. Did it do the commit? I think it should. Is it really 5? Let's see. Projects, NGEventPlugins, src, module. Yeah, I didn't commit for some reason.
I get some letters from GitHub about that. Open source dev opens PR,
Yeah.
open source dev closes PR, open source dev
It didn't
opens
work,
PR.
man.
Why?
I don't know. It said
So,
it committed, but it wasn't committed. Let's do another commit. Maybe let's refresh the page.
Maybe we should add it exactly in.
No. I mean, I did this thing too, and it did not get pushed to my fork. See, my fork is dated. Let's refresh it and commit it again.
Okay.
Let's wait for this spinner to finish. Maybe there was an issue syncing the repositories. Yeah, it run all the changes again.
So until updated the main CI pipeline. So now you can create your new pull request.
Did you update the file?
I'll update CI file in workflows.
Wouldn't it cause a conflict? Oh, I didn't do it. Never mind.
Yeah, you can do it.
I want to wait for the spinner to stop
Okay.
because last time it did not commit any changes. So we have a module here, and we fix this one? No, we didn't fix this one.
Kernel operating system that runs inside the browser can boot.
Okay, so let me just save it and refresh again. Maybe it would work like that, or maybe I'll try to commit. Why not? Sure. Create here. Run. Create here. Changes committed, but I'm not sure if they really are. Let's refresh it again. Yep, didn't work. I think this spinning thing is bothering me. I'm pretty sure it didn't work well. So let's refresh it again and try the last time to wait for this to finish.
Oh, whoa. There is a cool explanation by Dominic about what is actually web containers. Take a
spinner
look
is done.
if you don't see chat. It's cool. Thanks.
I think the links don't work if you send them in chat.
No, they don't send any links, but they just like chatting. Well,
Okay, so this one still is not prettier. So let's try and fix it. Once the terminal is ready. npx prettier projects NGEventPlugins src module ts, like that. Oh, I didn't do it right. Prettier, right. And it's done. Let's now try and save it. And nothing is spinning. Let's try to commit it one last time. Sure, prettier, fix, format. Hope it works. Changes committed. Let's refresh it. Yep, this time it works.
cute.
Amazing. And now we are 9 commits ahead. Whoa, that's much. Anyway, let's create a pull request one last time. Add module. Let's add closes here. Closes 16, I think. Add a module, right? Create pull request. I misclicked it. And the workflow awaiting approval. Can you come by and approve the workflow, man?
Oh well.
I'm gonna go over
Approve
those.
and run. It's because of minors.
No,
Yeah?
that's always for
Oh.
the first contributor. That's
Ah,
it asks
well,
for
okay.
approval. So the format is correct on this file now.
I'll think about again.
The format is correct in this one. In this one. Here we fixed a linting issue. Yeah, I think it should work now, and the CI should let it through. I'm not sure if the code coverage would drop because of the module. We have a code line there that we didn't test, but we can fix that later on if it's an issue. So pull requests.
Yeah,
Let's
we
go
have
back.
100% coverage.
Yeah, we want to keep that. So the checks are in progress. What it does, let's
yeah,
take a look.
we can just open it.
On pull requests, what it does.
Oh.
It didn't manage to
yeah,
build.
you can open it.
What's wrong? Encounter error in metadata. Event plugins module.
Line 6.
Expression formula support line 6 and module. What did it do? Oh, I see. I see. Let's go back to our module. It has an unknown array here. I think this is the issue. Hold on, what? Module line 6 in metadata.
Well, we're streaming for an hour
Yeah.
now. Cool.
Is it working?
Yeah, it works. Just some.
I think this
issues.
is the most common issue that I see. Probably it's the issue with dynamic. If you have some ambient type here, like an array or some interface like window or document, it throws an error of metadata at you unless you write dynamic here. Let's see if that fixes it. And sure, build fix. Hope it works now. Changes committed. We probably have to create another pull request now. Or did it add it here? Build fix, you see? 22 seconds ago. So it's added to the same pull request this time. It needs another approval from you.
Well, I see. Proofed.
And it's running again.
Work hard. Yeah,
Let's see
this
what it does.
open source dev has a streak with 2 days of contributions. Very cool.
npm CI installing dependencies.
Oh, sure.
Anyway, I think this is the last thing that we're gonna do this time. Everything is done and the rest is work on the pull request. The changes are made. It took us like an hour. It could have taken us much less if we were
Yeah.
using EDE, some like WebStorm or VS Code, but this is very early. It's just become possible a week ago, and I'm pretty sure the developer experience is going to improve in future. So this is probably a viable way to do programming in maybe a year or so, when everything works in a Chrome browser the same way as it does in our software. I'm a big fan actually of web applications that do stuff that typical applications do. I don't use Photoshop, I use Pixlr to edit images and things like that. So it's exciting stuff for me. I'm not sure if it's as exciting for you, but I'm really happy that it is possible now. And maybe it would change the way we work on software development, at least front-end software development in future. So let's see how it goes. Right now it's just installing dependencies. It's gonna run ng test now. Did it build it? Whoa. I think it managed to build it this time. Any comments or questions there?
Sam says thanks to us. They're working hard to improve the experience.
I'm sure they are. That's good to
that's
hear.
Very cool.
Keep up the great work, guys.
So, how big is your team, Sam? I don't actually know how many people are working on it.
So something.
LCO file.
Yeah, it's coverage.
Yeah.
It didn't manage to report
Sure, I made a mistake writing this CI pipeline in a few seconds.
it. Yep.
We
That's
need
just
to
a typo,
change it, yeah, later.
Anyway, I think the PR is good
Mm-hmm.
because it managed to run the tests. It just didn't report them.
Yeah, they have a lot
It
of people.
fixed the build and the link pass, so it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
We'll fix that later on, and we'll see if anything else needs to be added. But it's a pretty good start for our who we are, for the aspiring open source developer that works hard. Now
That's
he
very
has a
cool.
few contributions already to show off. That's pretty cool.
This guy is very cool.
Yeah.
There is one more, I think the last question. What about DI challenges?
Yeah, I have a list of like 40
Yeah.
interesting cases that we have in our code base that we need to turn into tasks, actual tasks. Maybe it would
Yeah.
not be 40 at the end, of course, some we will drop, but I think you can expect the same amount of maybe like a
Yeah.
month of challenges, but we are very limited in time these
Yeah,
days.
it's actually hard to write an article every 2 days. And one day you need to write a new challenge, and the other day you need to write a new article. Maybe sometimes there can be big articles. So that's why it's a challenge not only for you, but also for us.
Yeah, hold on,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
question. Dominic didn't understand the question. We were doing the RxJS challenges like a month ago or maybe 2 months ago, where we would post a little puzzle to be solved with RxJS. And we are going to do the same thing with dependency injection, how you can use it in clever ways to write better Angular code. We still don't have them ready for you, so maybe in a couple of weeks we might manage to make the list.
I just sent the link to GitHub repo where Alex actually
Yeah, I've
just
put all the
accumulates
challenges there,
all
yeah.
the challenges.
So
Yes.
Dominic, check it out if you haven't already. It's,
You
interesting
can
stuff.
follow us on Twitter and see all the new challenges.
All right.
Actually, so do we have something else to share?
I think I'm done. If there are no more questions, then thanks everybody for coming
Yeah, it was
and
very
hanging out with
cool.
us.
It was a new experience. Thanks everyone. I'm happy to see 7 people who are
You're still hanging here.
It's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So thanks again.
Yeah. So bye everyone.
Bye. And I think we need to wait a couple of seconds and finish